Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. What's going on, guys? Now, it's been a very rough week. It's been a while since you guys have seen me in front of the camera. You guys have seen some of the interviews that I did at the Fifth Street Gym last weekend that are being posted now. But aside from that, just really haven't had the wherewithal to come on yet. This week's been very rough. But we're back. We're going full steam here on True School Sports. So we'll start with some of the. I got a lot of catching up to do in the boxing world, so you're going to see a lot of older topics being covered here, but just wanted to get them out there. So we'll start with. It was reported a couple of days ago that Sullivan Barrera, light heavyweight, the guy who fought Andre Ward, Cuban light heavyweight, he basically got rid of Abel Sanchez. He's not working with Abel Sanchez anymore. He's now working with a guy that you probably won't know unless you're from the South Florida area and you follow boxing. And he got rid of Abel Sanchez, and he's enlisting Derek Santos to be his new trainer. Now, I don't claim to know everything about Derek Santos. I don't really know a ton about him, but what I do know is this. I know more than most people who ever talked about this in the YTBC. And I know that Derek Santos is a solid trainer with a good boxing mind, because if you don't know about Derek Santos, he works under John David Jackson, and he's there. He's basically like the assistant to John David Jackson. So he's helping, with Kovalev. He's helping with even Algeria a little bit. He's helping with, guys of that nature. So the guys John David Jackson works with are also the same guys that Derek Santos happens to work with, and those names also would include the likes of guys you may not know or may know that aren't as notable as Kovalev and Algeria, but guys like Daya Davis, a guy at middleweight who fought James DeGale and Rogelio Medina. Then Derek Santos also works with Steve Giffard. If you guys don't know Steve Giffard, he's an upcoming light heavyweight. He's about 17-2. He was the first heavyweight boxer in the amateurs to win the Triple Crown, which was the Pal Nationals, the Golden Gloves, and I forgot the other one, the Senior Nationals, so something like that. But he's working with some good guys. He's definitely a astute boxing guy. I met Sullivan Barrera at the Rances Bartholomew Mickey Bay fight here a couple weeks ago, as well as Derek Santos. I never met him before, but I met him briefly. Nothing too in depth, but I think he's a good boxing mind. Abel Sanchez has Golovkin. To be honest, Abel Sanchez to me is I won't call him an overrated trainer, because I don't think people really rate him that highly, but I feel like he's the type of trainer that only fits with one particular style of fighter. So like if you look at a guy like Triple G naturally is a big puncher. Sanchez likes to employ a more of a come forward, aggressive Mexican style type of fighting, and that's worked for Golovkin, because Golovkin doesn't just have that power that could help him fight that way, but he also has that boxing ability that he can lean back on if he gets into trouble. So I don't think that would particularly work with a guy like Barrera, who doesn't really have one particular standout attribute. He's a good fighter, but he doesn't have devastating power. Doesn't have blinding speed. So a guy like Barrera is going to have to be refined. And at 34 years old, it's going to be a tough task for Santos to refine Barrera, because once you're that old, you've been in boxing for as long as he has, just amateur and some of the limited pro experience he has, it's hard to change those things. So I'm looking very forward to seeing what Barrera can do. A lot of people raved about his performance in the Andre Ward fight. I personally, I was a bit upset with Barrera. I thought he could have pushed the pace a little bit more, but hey, it was his first big fight, so I really don't give it too much slack for it. So yeah, that's what it is, man. I'm looking. I think actually people don't know Derek Santos, but I think he's going to be a good fit for Barrera and what he can do in the ring. Barrera also said that one of the reasons he's using Derek Santos now is because he wants to be closer to his house. Abel Sanchez, as most of us know, his gym and where his fighters train is in Big Bear, California. That's the other coast of the country. So for him to be closer, Barrera's lives in Miami. John David Jackson, Derek Santos, they train in Boca Raton. So that's not. It's not far a drive, but it's not as far as going to Big Bear, California. So maybe that'll help her out a little bit too. And that's what it is, man. So yeah, Abel Sanchez is no longer the trainer of Sullivan Barrera, that guy is now Derek Santos, who's worked extensively under John David Jackson. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that Barrera getting rid of Abel Sanchez was a great move? And how do you think? What do you think he can improve on moving forward? And who would you like to see him fight moving forward? I personally would like to see him fight, from Farah or Nathan Cleverly, a guy of that nature. Maybe even like a little John Pascal. Just somebody probably lower in the ranks. Probably more even fight and just build himself up. But let me know what you guys think. Take the time to subscribe, and you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.